Hello and welcome to my presentation on project control. My name is Sophia and this is part of the HAP 360 course. It is important first to define the purpose of this activity, which are to address potential complications, assess risks, and continually monitor progress of a project. This slide shows the data that will be used for calculations to identify multiple different aspects of the project. It is also important to acknowledge which activities are on the critical path, which are A, B, D, E, and F. This chart gives us many different types of information, such as the description of the activity, the immediate precedence, the planned duration, completion duration for the first three activities, and planned expenditures. Here we see our Gantt chart, which illustrates the timeline of the various tasks. This includes the projected time of a task, as well as the actual time it took for the first three tasks. We can see that sometimes the projected amount of time is actually a conservative projection and is much shorter than the time an activity can actually need. Our first calculation we will perform is the rate of performance. Since only A, B, and C had a completed time frame and C is not part of the critical pathway, we will be using activities A and B for the purpose of this calculation. The formula for rate of performance is actual work divided by planned work. As I stated, the rate of performance is found by dividing actual work by planned work. Here, the actual time it took for activities A and B was 4 weeks and 2 weeks respectively. This is added, which equals 6, and it is then divided by the completion duration for activities A and B, which respectively took 2 weeks and 1 week. This is then added, which equals 3. You can see then that our calculations equal out to 2 or 200%, which is our rate of performance. Our next calculation is estimated project end. This is found using the formula planned duration times rate of performance to calculate our estimated project end. Planned duration can be found through subtracting the total number of weeks not on the critical path from the total number of weeks. This equals out to 12. As we know from our last calculation, rate of performance is 2. 12 times 2 equals out to 24 weeks, which is longer than the original project had been planned for. Another calculation we will do is the anticipated delay in the end of the project. So to calculate this, we subtract the estimated project end from the planned duration. As we know, those are 24 weeks and 12 weeks. So our anticipated delay for the end of the project is 12 weeks. It is extremely important for any project manager to be very aware of our budget. Starting out, our budget was $31,500. However, that is the only number we have right now because we have not been given enough additional information to identify what an updated budget would be or what a final budget would be. In conclusion, it is very, very useful to use exercises like these and is very useful for project managers. It helps to measure performance, set realistic expectations, which we know many times planning a project can be a lot different from the beginning to the end with understanding how long things will take and, of course, the unplanned life errors that can happen, as well as data collection, which is very important, and this project control has been very useful to keep record of all the data. Thanks for listening.